So this is Christmas, and what have we done? Took on some more terror raids, and we lost another one. During my item harvesting yesterday in Pokémon Violet, trying to get some Terra Shards, Dumpty has been taken from us. Currently in the healing chamber, we have Kyber, we've got Smithers, we've got Matador, we've got Dumpty. All with 6 injuries. The only Pokemon remaining on our team is Skydive with 5 injuries. He is our Quaquaval at level 56. He is a pure water Terra type, holding the leftovers to heal back HP every turn. He is a reliable partner. He is a quiet natured Pokemon, somewhat vain. And his moves right now are Water Gun, Disarming Voice, Substitute, and Protect. And the ability is Torrent. So, yes, our entire team consists of just Skydive. Not quite sure how things will play out from here. But if you are as excited as I am to try to push forward, hit that like button down below. If you would like to see what has brought us to this point, of course, by all means, check the link in the description to the full playlist of Pokémon Violet. And if you want to see any future installments, if there are any, feel free to join the channel as a member or subscribe to the channel. Look, he's trying to encourage me. Look at him. He's trying to let me know he's trying to lift my spirits. I know, buddy, we can do it. We're a team. Stop poking your head through my head, please. That'll do. But yes, you can check out the entire playlist thus far in the description. So I'll tell you what for today, though. I'm going to start off with a nice, easy, little bit of schoolwork. We're heading off into town. I'm going to take a class. I'm going to see if there's anyone to talk to. And I guess we'll do our usual kind of routine. I'm going to check the auction. Thank you, Mick Bronze, for the donation, saying to cheer me up. And, as you say next, you want your lab loot. That's totally acceptable. That's why I'm offering it. If anyone's not aware, during the live streams, well, it's actually at any point, for this week, this being the Christmas week festivities, if you make a donation to the channel, either through Super Chat or a Super Thanks or become a member, you're going to get 100 lab loot bonus on top of whatever else you'll be getting. But that is, let's call it cumulative throughout the week. So if you donate one day, you'll get 100 for that day. If you donate another day this week, up until I think I'm going to say Sunday, Sunday Boxing Day? I think Sunday's actually Christmas Day, isn't it? Let me check my calendar. Sunday is Christmas Day, so by the end of the 25th, if you have made, for every donation that you've made, you'll get 100 that day, but a bonus 100 for every day you've donated before that. So donate 3 days, 100, 200, 300, total of 600 lab loot. We'll add that to your total going on the Discord. Alright, so for starters, let's cheer me up with some school. Does that sound fun? I think that sounds fun. Okay, we're going to go with languages number 6. I might do 2 classes. I don't know. We'll just start with the 1 for now. But yeah, it was a Farigiraffe that took down Dumpty. Sadly, it had used Calm Mind and got a powerful Psychic off on us, even though I have my defenses up. But you know how they can nullify our stats and all that. Like, long story short, I should have run from that raid when I had the chance, but I was getting too greedy. So anyways, let's get on to our class. My dear friends, how are you all today? Well, I'm not doing so good, Professor. But we'll do what we can. We'll try to struggle through. It's time for the last of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêt? Are you ready? Whee! I'm having fun. What a response fantastique. Great answer, that is. Perfect for our last class together. I love it. Je t'aime. Délicieux. And aujourd'hui, today, we'll once again be having a listening lesson. Vas-y. Go for it, my assistant. Pikachu. Actually, I'm going to take a moment to note that Mick has donated during the stream. So I know to add in your lab loot. One moment here. I'll say donates. And we got Mick Bronze. Okay. Alright.
Pikachu!
Let's get right to it, my little Pikachu friend. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now, s'il te plaît. I could barely hear that. Oh, can you feel that? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Well, tell you what, let me get a better listen. Blah, blah. It didn't sound as elated as it could. Am I gonna get a new team member? Ask Jacob Beast. Well, let me tell you something. Yes. Oh, can you feel that? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? I think that was pain. Or it could have been No, I've heard Pikachu in pain. I think it's surprise. Oh my! Did Pikachu sound surprised to you, Chaz? When Pikachu says... it's expressing happiness. Oh no! Doesn't it make you just want to break out into a happy dance? But I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no! I simply asked to show you all how it felt about getting to have class with you. Getting to meet so many new friends and study together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. How's your Palmy doing, by the way, sir? And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one last wise word of advice. That word is thank you, merci, jishi, to Unknown Spike for a donation to make me smile. I forgot. I have to smile during the Violet streams, don't I? Yay! We've got one Pokemon left with one knockout remaining. But thank you for the donation, definitely, Unknown Spike. Greatly appreciate it, and I will mark that you have donated as well for some extra bonus lab loot. Alright, what's his last word of advice? As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad. Yeah? Maybe even more than you would like. Yeah? Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. Probably happiness on how he looks. I mean... yeah, but then they don't really change their facial expressions all that often, though, eh? But, à la fin, in the end that is, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So, dare le sourire, keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times.
Ta!
When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on, be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Mick is Sailor Pika today. Wait, she can't see this. Yeah, it's true. Prochain cours, our next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we have learned in all our lessons so far. Adios, matane! I'm gonna have audio cues for Pikachu, and I'm gonna mess that up. I can see that happening. Alright, well then. That's all the class will do for the time being. I might do some more later. Hey, Psyduck's alive again. Cool. Can I talk to people? Just to look, see if there's any exclamation points. No, okay. No one wants to talk to me anymore. I'm leaving. I'm gonna head off to Porto Marinado. Oh, yes, I am. I'm gonna head to the Pokemon Center near there first, so I can do some selling and some buying, because I need some more Pokeballs. Because getting defeated in Terra raids does take a lot of Pokeballs from you. I mean, no, but the other raids do take the Pokeballs from you. I haven't yet gotten a, okay, apparently there's supposed to be a mark that you can get if a Pokemon is as tiny as possible or as large as possible. Now, although Matador was said to be one of the tiniest Pokemon that she had seen, like that girl in Messagoza, he didn't get the mark, so he's not as small as he can be. But every time I catch Pokemon from raids, I then take the whole bunch to her, get her to appraise them. Just to see, you never know. How things are going. Now I'm going to bulk sell a bunch of stuff. I'm going to bulk sell a heal powder. Excuse me. Bulk sell these Ultra Balls. These guys, I usually don't even use them anyways. I mean, at this point, I probably should. But, excuse me, I'm sticking to my pattern. Let's get all these experiences sold up. I think that's good. Treasures. So I don't know about the tiny bamboo shoots. I don't know where they're supposed to go. I will say one thing to point out is I am not going to go in after Team Star today, because this normally would be, I like to do a classroom live stream, a story live stream, and then multiplayer live stream. But for the time being, I'm going to sell this. I love the receipt. It just like an actual torn off sales receipt. I'll sell that. Okay. Yes, please. I'm going to buy some Pokeballs. Greetings to Anne-Marie Hedgehog. Welcome to our stream, where we try to cobble together the remainder of this adventure, because we ain't doing so sweet. Buy 10 more Pokeballs. Get that Premier Ball that comes with that as well. Thank you very much, sir. Pikachu looked happy when he did the sound. I mean, that's true, but sometimes they, like some Pokemon just look happy in general, so that's why I'm trying to judge by the sound. Let's see. Emery has the apple Pokemon. You know where you can get it. I know too. I've seen it in trees. You can knock them down between Levincia and Artisan. That's one place. And do you know where to get the 2 items to evolve it into Applin? Sorry, Flaplin? No, Flapple. Or Appleton. I know where to get those. Nick says, did I think about anything that I'd like to be added to the bot? Not really not yet. Last night, after I did my grinding, and as I've already said, we have lost Dumpty. Our team is just Skydive. Didn't really have much else on my mind. I was, honestly, I know it's just a game, but I'm really sitting here thinking, how to proceed from here? Like, what do I do? Now, I will say, now that we have reached the level that my entire team is at, being level 56 Skydive, I can now add the 6th member of our team, or in this case, the 2nd member of our team. So that's what we're going to go take care of after we check out the auction down in Porto Marinata. So let's go see what they have for up for grabs here in the auction. Was that Cyclozar shiny? It looked blue, but it might have just been like the whatever saddle. And Maxie, our new viewer, has to go, but they're going to at least like the stream. Well, thank you very much. Your contribution and interaction is greatly appreciated. I don't want Ultra Balls. Resist Feathers, I can get those. Fresh Waters, Let's see how much these go for. 14 Resist Feathers at 2,600. Yeah, we'll do it. Anything that can give me, like, stat bonuses, I will do those. Alright, how high do you think this is going to go? I say, where's the Persian? Persian are all over the place. Well, not really, but they're in some places. Okay, I bid 3,100, please. 46. 51. Alright, I'm going 6,100. How about that? Look how rich we are. We can handle this easy. He's already out. This poor man can't even dream. 86 over here. Excuse me? I'm only going up to 11-1. Yeah, there we go. Keen eye indeed. Alright, so some nice defensive boosters for EVs. Which eventually, with only one Pokemon, I may have to start doing that. However, having said that, we are not going to have only one Pokemon for much longer. Because you know this healing chamber that I'm talking about? And you know how long Kyber has been in that healing chamber for? Well, she's not ready yet. But we're going to catch a new wild Pokemon off in... Why am I doing this? I'm going to actually fly over to Casseroya Lake. And we're going to throw a picnic there. I know what sandwich I want to make. So this next half hour-ish, in fact, why did I set my timer for that small amount? Because I'm going to make a particular sandwich that makes a certain kind of Pokemon, a certain type, more likely to appear. Okay, let us make up a sandwich. So the one I'm going to make is Great Avocado. Which I think I've said before, I've never had an avocado sandwich before, but we're going to get Dragon and Counter Power. Let's do something Dragon. You know what I haven't done? I wanted to show you folks this. Where is it? Party Sparkler Pick. Let's do this one. Okay, we just got salt on there. The salt looks rather chunky when you put it on here. Have you noticed that? It's kind of a little off-putting. Like, I like salt on stuff, but if it was in big hunks like that, don't know if I would like that much salt. And too much salt is not good for the system from what I hear. Although I try to ignore that because I like it. But I probably shouldn't ignore because, you know, I like living. It's a fun time. Usually. Mostly. Sometimes. When you have like a sore back or sciatica issues or whatever, it's not the funnest ever. But check this out. Wait, you don't get to see it yet. Hang on. Wait a sec. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna cancel this to a 30-minute timer. I got 25 minutes. Look at that! Look at that! It is Sparkler! Look how cool that is! Do you think it's getting ashes on my sandwich? Probably not. How does a Sparkler work anyway? I don't know. Alright, but this will give me Dragon Encounter level 2. If I made it right. I made it right. Look how empty that screen is. Just Miraidon and my starter. Alright, so the dragon we're going for. Can you guess it? We're gonna creep. You see this big fluffy one up here in the distance? See this? It's called Altaria? Well, that ain't it. I already have an Altaria from previous generations. I ain't need another one. But hello to Tatsugiri. How would you like to be my new buddy? Oh, you wouldn't? Alright, I'll see you later. But I am going to add Tatsugiri to my squad. Now, I know some of you might be saying, but the rest of you are probably saying, why Tatsugiri? That thing is known as like the weakest Pokemon, and I'm like, well, I know it doesn't make sense for this playthrough, but it's kind of overall team-wise, I kind of need a dragon type that's not weak to ice. But of course, I'm going to spend my half hour of, or at least 25 minutes of my meal power to see if a shiny happens to present itself. If not, no big deal. I'm pretty sure these are all standard. What's a Venomoth doing out in this time of day? That's crazy. I feel like a kid in a candy shop with all these Tatsugiri. Now, I have sort of looked into the stats of a Tatsugiri, and they're not terribly bad. Their whole deal has to do with their ability of Commander, which says if it's in battle with a Dondozo, the big the other Titan that we fought, the big blue superfish, its ability combines with Dondozo and provides a bonus. Like basically, the two Pokemon fight as one. But I like to think that Tatsugiri can still do its stuff on its own, especially when we fought it for the Titan battle. It actually was pretty decent, but it was a Titan, of course. Yeah, I'm creeping around like a little kid hunting for bugs, basically. Who did that as a child? Or maybe, I don't want to judge age-wise. Maybe you do it nowadays. Who here creeps and crawls through the grass looking for bugs? I might have when I was younger. I don't remember specifically. I know I don't do it now. Because, not everyone has time to do that. I hear a gimme. There's a gimme ghoul. Give me that ghouls. Tip, catch a pseudo-legendary. I mean, that's a good tip, indeed. Am I going to follow it? No. No, trust me, like when I was looking into when I finally took a look at the Pokedex, seeing what types I wanted to add, and which species had those typings, I did have Tatsugiri pegged from the very beginning as my sixth team member. Now, in the end, one benefit of adding any new Pokemon to my, albeit, rough-looking team, being one species, is that they come with 6 fresh knockouts. So, worst case scenario, if looks like Skydive is about to faint, I can switch into the Tatsugiri, and they can take the hit for him. But as I've been doing my editing for the previous videos, I realize I've been really cavalier with the whole knockout system, where it's like, oh, we've got like 5 knockouts left. I could take a hit now. If I had been a lot more careful earlier, we wouldn't be in this mess right now. So, that being said, I feel like I have to be a lot more, I have to scrutinize a lot more when is it safe for someone to take a knockout or not. And I will just say, I have another idea in mind for something that can... Is this Venomoth permanently here, I wonder? Because I've come around here a few times just to gauge the location as far as possible a hunting spot. And there always seems to be a Venomoth in this particular section. So I think he's special. Hey, Staraptor, get away from me. Look at this. They come in all candy colors. And each one of them, like a shiny Tatsugiri, each form has its own shiny color too, which is interesting. One of them I think is almost pure white, or maybe it is pure white. I forget which one it is though. And there's like 3 forms to them from, you know, I've done a lot of research into which one I should get. You guys are both the same, right? Yeah, you guys aren't shiny. Don't run into me. I don't want to beat you up. Yeah, Vic says, yeah, I was really like, oh, there's still 2 knockouts left. Who cares if I faint? I really should have cared more. I could have cared a lot more than I did. And now, I'm suffering the consequences for that. Okay, but all things considered, we still have 2 badges left to get in this region. There is the Team Star Fighting badge, which I am working towards preparing for that as well. I have something in mind. And there's also the final gym badge, the Ghost Gym. It's going to be a double battle, which I guess means I do need 2 Pokemon to do it. So I got to be super careful just to be able to do that gym. And once I get those 2 badges, those will be injury recovers that are most likely going to be for Skydive. Because I don't want to jinx anything, but I highly doubt that our Tatsugiri is going to suffer 5 knockouts before we take on that Team Star base. At least I really hope that's going to be what's going to happen. So I will just also point this out. I was going to mention this during a break. I'll get more into detail with the live stream once we are on a break, but there is tomorrow for the next 3 days. Actually, Anne-Marie just said there's 3 days until Christmas, but on top of that, the next 3 days in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there's going to be a special event happening where Delibird will be appearing in 1-star to 5-star raids in the game, and we're going to be able to get bonus items, bonus prizes for winning the raids. And I'm going to host every day a live stream until we clear out all the Delibird raids in my game. So anyone that wants to get involved in that, I'm not going to say it's one of those, you know, pay a lab loot donation to join in. I'm basically going to open up, and I think I mentioned this on Discord if you haven't seen that. I said what we're going to do is I'll open up a public raid. We'll see a link code on screen, and whoever's in the chat with us, if you want to throw that code in, you can join in. It's like going to be a first come, first serve, and as soon as we get 4 members in the raid, we'll jump on in. Yeah, Mick says, wait, only 3 days left till Christmas? It is the 22nd of December today, yes indeed. Which means by the time I actually edit this video for people to watch post-stream, I wonder how long into the future this is going to be. I don't know. Do you know? You can't know, because I don't. But if you're watching this post-stream, you do know. Post-stream? Did I just out myself as a fan of the Scream series? I couldn't have, because I'm not. I'm not a hater of it, but... Oh, look at all the Dreepy and the Dracloak. Look at this. Oh, they went away. Oh, they came back. That's cool. Yeah, the Scream movies are alright. At least they know how to, like... what would you say? They know how to address the issues of the horror movie style and kind of poke fun at them a little bit. Because, I mean, it still takes itself seriously in its own story. Whichever movie we're talking about in the series, but other scary movies are... They're not self-aware enough to realize, you know, everyone knows what's going to happen here. Oh, if we split up, one of us is not going to make it back to the others, and that kind of nonsense. And I've said before, that's kind of why I can't watch too many scary movies, because I tend to watch them thinking that, oh, these people are going to survive this situation. Most of them don't, because most of them are in the movie to die, to increase the death counter of the villain. I'll say one of my favorite, I wouldn't really even call it a scary movie, more of an action movie, but has anyone seen the so-called scary movie called Tremors? If you haven't, and if you don't mind a little bit of, you know, spooky, gross stuff, it's actually a pretty fun, exciting watch. It was one of those movies, apparently, when it came out, wasn't that popular, but over time, it develops what they call, you know, a cult following, where people really do take to it, and I liked it. Mick says the best scary movie is Scary Movie. I'll disagree with you on that front just because I found the first two of those. I did see the first three. The first two, a little too potty humorish for my particular liking. So they're not really what I would say are amazing. But the third one, I felt they really struck a good balance. I believe that was one with Leslie Nielsen as the president. And I think Charlie Sheen was in it too. One of my favorite lines from that was when the aliens are approaching the farm, one of the humans takes a shovel and takes one of the aliens' heads off. And he's like, guys, I figured out their weakness. Without their heads, they're powerless. That cracked me up. It's like pretty much anything without their head is powerless. Oh, Dazzling Shell says, Saw calling me out. Hello, Professor Chaz. I want to play a game. Well, I'm already playing a game, so get in line, buddy. Tell me Kramer wants to play a game with me. What is it? Revolving Doors? I kind of couldn't take that guy seriously just because his last name was Kramer. And, of course, having watched Seinfeld growing up, Kramer was who he was. So when they announced, John Kramer is the Jigsaw murderer, and I'm like, Kramer doesn't do that. Come on, Kramer can't be a villain like that. Get out of here. You get out of here with that nonsense sound effect noise coming from your face mouth. There's no way Kramer's a bad guy. Turns out he was, though. I mean, even after he died, he was still the bad guy. Wasn't that weird? Who here watched some of the Saw movies? If not all or none. Anyone who has watched some or none of the Saw movies, raise your hand. How about that? The one person that doesn't put their hand up, I'm like, do you understand how Earth works? How chronological things is? I don't. And Marie, you got asked your dad's permission to go into your mom's wardrobe. You mean your dad asked you permission? Am I following that right? Why would... If that's the case, why would you be able to provide permission if it's your mom's property? I ain't following. Are you... What's that, Dazzling Shell? Are you calling out for a 6-star raid showdown? I'm not ready. I'm not even ready for 5s. Apparently, you do not get... when you defeat 7 gyms, which I have done, you unlock the 4-star tier raids. And you don't get to unlock 5-star until you've completed all 3 of the main paths of the story, like Starfall Street, Path of Legends, and Victory Road. Once you complete those 3 stories, then 5-star raids will appear. Now, feel free to clarify this if you want. Hello to Mariano Lucas, first of all. Greetings to our stream. Mick has watched none of the Saw movies. You're not really missing too much. It's, you know, typical scary movie stuff, really. And it's kind of like one of those things. Something I don't like about some scary movies is there's always the suspicion of who is the villain, who's the bad guy, you know, who's the one picking us all off one by one. And I kind of like in any show where there's like a mystery, I like being able to sort of look for details and try to figure out the clues and everything, because you get to play along in that sense and play detective and try to figure out what the result will be. A good example of a movie that I hate ending-wise, like overall the whole movie's not terrible, but the ending was bad, was I Know What You Did Last... Get Away From Me, Summer. Because there's a person that's stalking the 4, I guess you'd call them survivors, the people that had an incident the previous year, last summer, of course. This villain knows what they did. And there's all these red herrings. Now, red herrings are kind of common in any sort of mystery type show or series or whatever, and they're meant to throw sort of a monkey wrench into the proceedings, where it's like, I think it's this person, but then a new clue comes up that points to this whole other character, and you think, it could be them, but the red herring is that that's a false lead. You know, it's meant to throw you off your game. But what I would call not a red herring is the fact that in I Know What You Did Last Summer, at the very end of the movie, a person that we have never seen before shows up, and he announces that he is the one that's been stalking the teenagers. And it's like, So, literally, no one that I've been suspecting this entire movie could have been the bad guy. We were waiting for this reveal at the end. That don't sit well with me, because they give you the feeling of, oh, I'm going to solve this mystery. I'm going to figure this out. And it's like, literally, you can't have, because of all these stupid misleads and everything. Urgh! Some movies just grind my gears, you know. Makes sense. Didn't the Scream franchise have, like, you can see who it is sometimes in the movie, they just give it away, but not also. Sometimes, like, once the villains are revealed, you can go back and watch the movie again, and you can sort of pick out things here and there that could lead to it. Like, in the first movie, for example, this character named Stu, played by Shaggy himself, Matthew Lillard, there's a part where the ghost face guy, he gets hit in the head by something, I think, like a bottle or whatever, and then the next time you see Stu, he's in school, he has like a band-aid on his forehead. Now, no one ever really calls attention to it, but people have said, wait, that would have been because he took a hit from that bottle through the mask, and therefore it's bandaged up so, you know, so he doesn't bleed or anything. And I'm like, now see, that kind of stuff is cool, and honestly, that's something I wouldn't have really noticed, because it's not like no one points out, like, you know, hey Stu, what happened to your head? Or, you know, are you okay? Do you got to see a doctor or anything? No, it's just there. There's another thing, just spoilers for the first two, for the first Scream movie, there are two bad guys. And you don't know who is, like, which of the two characters is in the costume at any given time. Like, they're both wearing the costume, I'm sure, but a matter of who attacks which victim. You don't really know from one instance to the next who it is. But you can sort of tell, apparently, by the way they use their weapon, because they both have, like, a hunting knife, I think it is. Now, one of the characters will use both hands to do a big downward stab, but the other one is more like just a straightforward kind of motion. And that, again, is something I wouldn't think to notice. Another thing you can look for is like what hand each person uses, because left-handedness is something that it's not as common as people who are right-handed. So if you see in a scary movie someone using their left hand to attack people, that kind of narrows down, okay, so who is this person? Unknown Spike says, horror movies are not my favorite because you get scared easily. And I used to. Like, for me, I can kind of get really scared just by, like, you know, the unsettling feeling of, like, there's a difference between real fear and jump scare. Because a jump scare is something that happens once and you get over it. You have, like, the adrenaline for a little bit, but that's it. Then it's over. But a really scary thing is, like, it leaves you feeling uncomfortable and unsafe for an extended period of time. Now, that's the real scare. And I think sometimes people might do that a little bit too subtly, let's say. For example, in the recent 2 movies of It, Stephen King's It, the movie adaptations, I think it's in the first movie where It is about this creepy clown that's, you know, stalking these kids in this small town. No one believes them, of course, so this monster's just getting away with whatever it's doing. And if you look carefully in a lot of the scenes, you'll see the clown is hidden somewhere. So it's always following them, and if you notice it, then you can have that uneasy feeling too. It shows a scene where they run down an alleyway to hide away from these bullies, but in the alleyway, suddenly in the background, like on the graffiti, or in the graffiti on the wall, from one scene to the next, the clown is in the graffiti, but it wasn't there before. So if you happen to see that, it can freak you out. I've seen pictures that people share online. They say, you know, it just shows a regular photo, maybe some friends hanging out. You will scream when you first notice it. And I'm like, notice what? And then you're looking through the picture, you're just like, okay, I see these kids hanging out and stuff. And then if you look really closely, between, like, someone's got their arm around the other kid, right in between the two of their bodies, you just see, like, a face staring right at the camera. And as soon as you see it, you do get, or I get heebie-jeebies of like, whoa, because you don't know it's there, and then you suddenly come eye to eye with some being that you had no idea existed there. And it can be a little freaky. And that's the kind of thing, like, I guess that I would say that's a mixture of a jump scare and a lasting scare, because that's when you realize that's been there the whole time and I couldn't see it. So, what else might have been there that I could not see? So, for all you budding horror movie creators and producers and directors out there, take that to heart. Jump scares get the initial factor, but that can feel pretty cheap. I would actually, yeah, I'd say that kind of extends to Five Nights at Freddy's as well. Initially, when those games first came out, the jump scares were real, and I've said before, when I first was watching footage of Five Nights at Freddy's, when I first discovered Markiplier's channel on YouTube, I would have to sit on the other side of the room, keep my wireless mouse next to me if I needed to pause, and have my back against the wall so there's nothing that could be behind me. And even then, the jump scares would spook me. But over time, after enough of the jump scare experience, if I had enough of the jump scare experience, I then became much more desensitized to it. Now, anytime Mark plays a scary movie or scary game with jump scares, I'm right here at the screen. You know, it doesn't bother me anymore. So, I've said before, and I'll say again, thank you, Mr. Applier, for helping me get over my, get over my fear of jump scares I didn't even know I had until watching some of those games. Look at how pretty the sunset's looking. It's going down soon, folks. The sun's getting real low, big guy. Still can't make out any shiny Tatsugiri, but that's fine. Still got about 3.5 minutes until I finally make my call to pick one up. So who knows? In other news, who here has seen Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated? Asks Dazzling Shell. Probably not me. Is that a movie? If so, the only Scooby-Doo movies I recall seeing would have been the 2 live-action ones, also starring Matthew Lillard. Mick also says, I can watch scary movies, but when you were watching Doctor Who, Flesh and Stone, with the Weeping Angels watching at night, you were genuinely scared. Now, see, that's the kind of scare that's not necessarily just jump scare, but you know the environment is a dangerous and scary environment. So that's kind of a longer-lasting fear, and that can have much more of a meaningful impact on somebody than just a simple, quick jump. Like, think about jump scares too. If you watch something that gives you a jump scare, come back to it later with the volume turned down, and you'll notice it's nowhere near as scary. A jump scare is, like, take Five Nights at Freddy's for example. Part of that jump scare, any of them, is the sound of the animatronic screaming at you. If there was no sound, jump scares are really not that bad. I've been watching, like, I've in the past, I've watched videos before I was even really desensitized to them for jump scares. I would watch videos, the volume would be down, and then I would see a face appear, and I'd be like, well, that's weird. But it's the loud noise that tends to get you. And I don't know why that is. Maybe because our brain knows the difference between a real vision and a playback vision, let's say. But our ears only hear sound as one kind of thing, right? Like, I can't tell the difference between sound in real life and then a sound from a speaker, maybe? I don't know. I do not know. I am just rambling. Trying to fill up the next 1.5 minutes, which is when we're going to call it. We'll have 5 minutes left on our meal power at that point. About. No, duck. Goose. Mick says, now that I talked about Weeping Angels, you keep checking the shadows. Do that, and do not blink. I remember a fun picture I got at a convention I went to. I was dressed as Brock from Pokemon. So, of course, Brock always has the eyes closed. I mean, to him, he doesn't, because obviously he can see what he's doing, but everyone else sees him with the eyes closed. So whenever you're Brock and you're posing for a photo, you need to have your eyes closed. I would have so many people say, oh, I need to take another shot. You blinked. And I'd say, no, I didn't. And then they're like, oh! Anyway, we got a picture of me with a couple of Weeping Angels, and I'm actually physically holding my eyes wide open to prove to the Weeping Angels, no, I'm looking at you. You can't move. Because, of course, I believe the way the Weeping Angels work, if you don't stare at them, they come towards you. And they are not your friendly kind of people that you want coming towards you. But I thought that was a fun little, almost like, you know, a visual skit that we did, where Brock has to prove his eyes are open. Okay, I got 10 seconds left. I'm going to cancel that. Okay, where is the Tatsugiri I want to get? I have one in mind. Let's see what we can do. Now, catching it might be kind of tough as well. I'll show you what I mean. It's level 54. We got a surprise shot on it, though. Okay, let's see how we can do. Let's go for a substitute first of all. This is something that I kind of picked up off of our battle against Raihan and Pokemon Shield, for the members who have seen that. We hide behind this substitute. We have leftovers. Get some healing back every turn. And I guess worst case scenario, I can go for Protect and get more HP back. Well, you gotta kind of soften this thing up. I taught Skydive these moves in particular for just this very reason. And you'll see what we're gonna do here. Okay, that's not great. Worst case scenario, if I need to run, I can run too. This is not like we're locked into battle here. But if I'm gonna put effort into catching this, I kind of want to catch this. But of course, Skydive does have the potential to dodge a move here and there if we're lucky. He's not going to dodge that, of course, because we're not lucky. And this thing is quicker than us, so that's not great. Disarm this thing. Is going to take about 2 more of those. What do you think? Are we in over our beak here? I'm going to substitute again. Oh, wait. What? Oh, it's mirror coating. I know. Okay, it has mirror coat. Thank you for doing that. That's awesome. That's also a good way to have, or good reason to have a substitute up. Actually, you know what? That's another way to deal with Wobbuffet. I was recently mentioning ways to deal with a Wobbuffet. Hit it with a multi-hit move. It will only counter or mirror coat the final hit of your combo. This could be a way too. Substitute and then hit the Wobbuffet, because its counter or mirror coat would only hit your substitute. Substitute is one of those moves from back in Gen 1 that I never really put much thought into. But it's really grown on me in these past couple generations. I did kind of play with it a little bit back in, I think it was Gen 6 maybe, with X and Y. I would have... I have my Primate Guar with Focus Punch, so I would substitute on the next turn, charge up Focus Punch. Even if they hit me and broke the substitute, Guar himself didn't get hit, therefore didn't lose his focus, and he landed his Focus Punch. So, substitute is a very useful, nifty little maneuver. Alright, but now we're in another spot where it's kind of spooky. It's at +4 special attack. I'm going to Protect to get more HP back. See what it goes for, the mirror coat. Now please do that again, and we'll be sitting pretty. What do you think, folks? Can we do this? I'll be with you in a moment here after this this encounter comes to pass. Is that another mirror coat we see? Yes, indeed. Okay, so since we have our substitute right now, I'm going to go for one more of our disarming voices. If we need to whittle it down a little bit more, that's why I taught Water Gun too, because this Tatsugiri is both Water and Dragon, and therefore a Water Gun will do like hardly anything to it, especially since our special attack is lower than physical. Now, can we... Was that a mirror coat as well? I mean, that wouldn't be great either. It's going to break our sub. Okay, so can we get our substitute back up so I can start throwing some Pokeballs at this thing? I know I'm being very cautious, and I love the way... Like, watch its eyes. It follows Skydive with every move he makes. Like, I want to see if I can show you with a... When I do a substitute again. Just hold tight here. Get some more HP. That's fine. Okay, again, feel free to go for Mirror Coat while we substitute. That would greatly assist with us. That would greatly assist us with our endeavors today. I didn't do it right. But look how cute it is. Look how cute this little guy is. Okay. Now, I'm going to use Protect and watch how its head follows where Skydive goes to. Look, he's like... This is, where'd you go? It's so cute. Anyway, enough of that. Oh no! +3. Right? I think we're going for broke here. It's in the red. We don't have a way to Thunder Wave because, of course, Smithers is no longer part of our squad at the moment. Let's go, Pokeball. Let's go. Everyone cheer for the Pokeball in the chat right now. Critical catch. Okay. Look at that experiences. Oh, no level up, but still. All right. It was now at +6, right? Well, I meant like 3 nasty plus, but you know what? You're right, technically. I hope you know what I meant to say, though. Anyway, we've got Tatsugiri, the Mimicry Pokemon. It's one of the most intelligent dragon Pokemon. It camouflages itself by inflating its throat sac, and this is the stretchy form. I will give you a nickname. We're going to call you... I don't know how many of you will understand this reference. We're going to call him Armstrong. Who knows why I named this Armstrong? Let me know in the chat. Or the comments if you're watching this afterwards. Okay, first let's get right back to the Pokemon Center. We'll heal up and take a look at what Armstrong has to work with. Because that is our final team member as far as my main team goes. Now, honestly, although they say that Tatsugiri is a weak Pokemon and it's better used as a combination with Dondozo, it's really decent on its own, though. It's... I don't know. I think it's fine. Alright, we're all healed up. My team is now ready to roll, so there's that. So I just mentioned in the live chat, the reason I went with the name Armstrong for this little dude is because, of course, there are 3 forms that a Tatsugiri can come in, and this is the stretchy form, and I was thinking, what can I call a stretchy Pokemon? Now, one thing I will say, too, is... Well, let's go over the recap here. So, no ribbon, no mark. I wonder what size it is. Oh, he's a jolly nature Pokemon. That increases speed. I think it lowers special attack. Yes, it does, right there. Okay. So, the ability Commander. When this Pokemon enters a battle, it goes inside the mouth of an allied Dondozo, if one's on the field. The Pokemon then issues commands from there. Now, we don't have a Dondozo. I don't plan to get a Dondozo. And it's been said that by themselves, Tatsugiri are pretty weak. But I beg to differ. Look at that special attack stat, 125. If we compare it to our Quaquaval, attack is 165. That's not terrible. And this is without any effort values included, right? Speed is 112. He's already faster than the higher level Skydive. Defenses are pretty decent. Physical maybe not, but special defense is good. And he's definitely going to be a more special offense Pokemon. And even his HP is not terrible. So I think he's going to be fine. Also, I noticed that his Terra type is pure Dragon, which is good for resisting a number of things. For example, Electric, Grass. That's what our starter is weak to. So we can resist that with our Dragon type if we have to Terrestrialize. And the moves are currently Muddy Water, Nasty Plot, Mirror Coat, and Dragon Pulse, which would have done quite a number on us if it had hit us with that in that encounter. What else can we get? Memento, Taunt, Soak, Water Pulse, Helping Hand, Harden, Water Gun, Splash. Of course, I've got many TMs. I can teach it. Let's just take a look-see at a glance. Look at all these TMs. I can make even more. Of course, I just need to get the ingredients. But I think Armstrong will make a good addition to our team. But save it up. Now I'm feeling a little more relaxed. We have our team, so to speak, getting back together here with Armstrong now joining us for fun and adventure. But for the time being, Professor Chaz is going to sign off. Thank you folks for watching, and if you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to smack down on that old Luke button down below. Of course, if you didn't, you can hit the Duke button and let me know, what did I do wrong? How can I fix this thing? How can I make streams better? If you want to see more stuff in the future, of course, feel free to subscribe to the channel or join as a member to hit that bell button, of course, to get updates when new videos are coming your way. And if you want to see what's head us to this point along the way, check the link in the description or during the outro to the full Pokémon Violet playlist. Also, make sure you're here over the weekend so you can jump into some of these Delibird raids along with me and the rest of the folks in the chat and see if we get some good, cool, shiny rewards. I wonder... It said the 5-star Delibird, which I don't think I will have, because I think I need access to I think I need to complete all 3 main stories in the game to get access to those, but I should be able to find 1 to 4 stars, no problem. I just wonder, it said in 5 stars, those Delibird will give out various Terra shards, but I hope you still get shards from the 3-star and 4-star, because that's normally where you get them, right? Maybe the 5 stars give you the normal shards plus bonuses. I don't know. We will find out. Anyway, again, thanks for watching, folks. Professor Chaz is signing off, and as always, I'll catch you next time.